With the Fontaine Archon quest coming to an end, we followed our usual tradition of having a little chit-chat with the region's Archon.
Except this time, it's with Monsieur Novelette.
But just like previous times, we are left with more questions than answers. It all began with a massive lore bomb dropped by Skirk. She informed us that a gnosis is an object of misfortune, as it is created from the remnants of the third descender. To start off, we need to determine what exactly makes one a descender. The simplest requirement is someone who came from beyond this world.
Descenders. External beings, ones that don't belong to this world.
The second requirement is derived from the Narcissenkreuz world quest. A person is only deemed a descender if they have a will that can rival the entire world. In simpler terms, descenders have the power to impact the world, be it through creation, sustenance, protection, or destruction. Hence, the heavenly principles are regarded as descenders, originating from beyond the world and responsible for the creation of Tivat itself. The final requirement of a descender is observed by Novelette. Descenders are exceptionally element-compatible, as the traveler is capable of using elemental powers without the need for a vision. This is due to the nature of the twins. Ether and Lumin are depicted as falling stars, with the name Lumin meaning to light up. On the other hand, Ether is a concept representing a hypothetical substance thought to fill the celestial realm. In Greek mythology, Ether is the personification of the bright upper sky. In essence, the twins are celestial beings with a profound connection to the light element. Well, we have to speak about the properties of light. Light can refract into countless colors, but people stop at 7 because they're too lazy to count. Perhaps the elements are like that too. In other words, light is inclusive of all elements, and it makes sense for a celestial being of light to be compatible with the 7 elements since they are derived from light. This also applies to the heavenly principle. who hold various titles such as Usurper King and Phanes. In Greek mythology, Phanes is not only the god of creation, but also the god of light. Therefore, he is compatible with the 7 elements, thus fulfilling the 3 requirements of a descender. In Before Sun and Moon, it is stated that the Primordial One created 4 shining shades of himself. However, the term shining shade is inherently paradoxical, because a shade is typically formed due to the obstruction of a light source, resulting in a lack of light. On the contrary, the term shining implies the emission of light. These 2 characteristics appear contradictory and cannot coexist. However, in the description of tranquil starlight it says,
"Who can imprison starlight? All that will be left is shade."
This implies that these shining shades were originally light or celestial beings that were not native to Teyvat, as it was ruled by dragons at that time. They only became shades due to imprisonment by the Primordial One. Taking the unknown god as an example, she is most likely the god of space, paired with Ishtaroth, the god of time. You can see her power manifests as a bright yellow glow. However, it appears tainted and obstructed by black shading. Alongside her curse-like arms covered in black cubes, this black element may be the force imprisoning her original starlight. Hence, she was forced into the role of a shade and claims the title Sustainer of Heavenly Principles. Descenders possess a will that rivals the entire world, and this includes sustaining the world. The 4 shades correspond with life, death, time, and space, all crucial elements in sustaining the order of the world. These shining shades are the 2nd descenders who arrived in Teyvat as a group and subsequently imprisoned by the Primordial One. With this hypothesis, we can attempt to identify the 3rd descender. Since we know that the remnants of the 3rd descender were used to create the 7 gnosis.
You should have the remains of the 3rd descender on your person, yes.
This means they descended before the Archon War, as the purpose of the war was to contend for the 7 respective thrones, with the gnosis serving as a stamp of verification. Severely wounded in the Great War of Vengeance, the usurper had their functions ruined and could no longer use their absolute authority to suppress the original order of this world, to continue to subdue and control the resentments and loathing of the world. The usurper and one who came after created the gnosis together. According to our hypothesis, it suggests that the Primordial One worked together with his shades to defeat the 3rd descender, and then used their remnants to create the gnosis. This event occurred during the War of
Vengeance, where Nibelung sought revenge against the usurpers. According to Apep, Nibelung was defeated when the usurpers first came to Teyvat. Refusing to succumb to the heavens, he ventured outside of Teyvat in search of powers that could defeat the heavenly principles.
The Dragon King acquired the power of darkness from outside of this world, and led us in a fight against the order established by the outsiders.
The power of darkness transformed him as a side effect. He is no longer classified as the original Dragon King of Teyvat, and when he finally returned, he only had one thing in mind.
An unimaginable war took place in Teyvat, causing destruction on an unprecedented scale. The world itself was on the verge of collapse.
Hence, Nibelung was classified as the 3rd descender due to his will of destruction. Also due to the unique traits of dragons, they are naturally element compatible as they originate from the light realm. Additionally, dragons have the ability to be reborn, exemplified by Nouvelet being the hydro dragon that's reborn in human form. Therefore, the primordial one separated Nibelung's remnants into 7 portions to create the Gnosis as a method to prevent his resurrection.
When I met you in the summer, my heart beat sound. We fell in love as the leaves turn.